today?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Good. So, from a scale 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest you've ever been and 10 being the best, how are you feeling today?
I'd say I'm a 7.
Okay. So, I think last week you were a 7, so it sounds like you're about the same.
Pretty much.
Okay. So, today on the agenda, we're going to discuss your homework from last week. We're going to do a short body scan meditation, and then we're going to wrap it up with a little role play. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But first, I'd like to hear if anything happened since last week that you'd like to tell me about.
Yeah, my ex showed up at my house, and that kind
Okay.
of threw me off, but I'm back to a 7.
Okay. All right. So we will definitely add that to the agenda. But before that, I'd like to go over your homework assignment. So last week, I asked you to fill out a thought record after we did it together. How'd that go? Good? Bad?
I didn't do it.
You didn't do it? Well, thank you for being honest. I appreciate that. So can I ask, why didn't you do it?
Because my ex showed up.
Okay, so you're
It kind
feeling...
of threw me off a bit, but I feel like I've reclaimed a little bit of my peace.
Okay, good.
But it did distract me.
Of course, I'm sure. So what I'm hearing is you were just a little overwhelmed and focused on the situation that happened.
Absolutely.
Understandable. So now, before we get into the issue that happened that you're going to tell me about, we're going to do a short body scan meditation.
Okay.
So this is going to help you connect to the present moment. So many of my clients find that this short body scan meditation helps to relieve a lot of their negative symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Before we begin, have you ever done meditation before?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to ask you to start by bringing attention into your body. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. If you can notice your body seated wherever you're seated, feeling the weight of the body on the chair. Take a few deep breaths. And as you take a deep breath, bring in more oxygen, enlivening the body. As you exhale, have a sense of relaxing more deeply. You can notice your feet on the floor. Notice the sensations of your feet touching the floor, the weight, the pressure, vibration, heat. You can notice your legs against the chair, pressure, pulsing, heaviness, lightness. Notice your back against the chair. Bring your attention into your stomach area. If your stomach is tense or tight, let it soften. Take a breath. Notice your hands. Are your hands tense or tight? See if you can allow them to soften. Notice your arms. Feel any sensation in your arms. Let your shoulders be soft. Notice your neck and throat. Let them be soft. Relax. Soften your jaw. Let your face and facial muscles be soft. Then notice your whole body present. Take one more breath. Be aware of your body as best as you can. Take a breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. How are you feeling now?
Relaxed.
Okay. So now that we've done our body scan meditation, I'd like to hear a little bit more about what happened. So you said your ex showed up.
Out of the blue, he showed up at my house, and it did throw me for a loop. And it's hard not to fall back into those old patterns because I do care about him. And yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I caught me off guard.
So when he just showed up at your house, how did you react?
I was happy to see him.
You were happy to see him. Okay.
I kind of welcomed him in and pretended like time hadn't passed.
So some of those old feelings that you felt when we first started with him came back.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's like old patterns. It's so hard not to fall back into the patterns.
Absolutely. So how did you feel for the rest of the time that you spent with him?
It was was great while we were together. Everything felt very comfortable, very normal. But then he left again, and it kind of feels like I'm back to square one a bit. So there was that peak and valley.
So when he left, how did you deal with that? Were you upset? To him, I mean.
No, I mean, I didn't show any of that to him.
Okay. So how did you deal with it when he left? What coping strategies did you use when you were at the lows?
Well, I mean, isolate, and with COVID, that's easy. So.
Okay. So you chose isolation. And how did that make you feel when you isolated? So it made you feel worse?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were there any positive coping strategies that you thought about doing?
Well, I thought about them. I thought about doing yoga. I thought about going for a walk. I thought about reaching out to friends, but I didn't.
So can I ask what kept you from doing this?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, just pulling in.
Well, it's important to cut yourself a little bit of slack because of COVID going on and everything. Things aren't the same where you can just reach out to girlfriends and go out. There is some level of us having to isolate.
Right.
So I can see how that would be the easy choice and the choice that we lean to most often. So I think I'm going to ask, since you didn't do your homework for last week, which is okay, and I'm proud of you for being honest with me, and things definitely come up, so I understand. I'm going to ask for your homework next week. Let's make a list of those healthy coping strategies, and then maybe we can have the list somewhere easily available so that we can check on it for easy accessibility. Okay? Does that sound like something we can do?
Yes.
Okay. So the last item on our agenda is a short role play session.
Okay.
So earlier, I know you've indicated difficulty feeling empowered in your responses when your ex reaches out to you and you kind of fall back into that.
Yeah.
So if it's okay with you, I'm going to pretend to be your ex-boyfriend reaching out to you after a period of distance, and you're going to be yourself. And I would like you to practice responding to me in a way that makes you feel good about yourself. Okay?
So, not going with the flow with them.
Yes.
Okay.
So stand up for yourself.
Okay.
We'll just try it and we'll see how you feel, okay? So I know that his usual form of communication is texting, is that correct? But just for the sake of the roll call, or the role play, we're gonna practice during a phone call, okay? Okay. So I'm calling you.
Hello.
Hey Addie, it's me, Will. What's up?
Hey, not much. What are you doing?
I'm just in town for the weekend.
When can we meet? No, I'm kidding.
That's not good.
Long.
So I'm just in town for the weekend, and you just popped into my mind. So what are you doing tonight?
Oh, I do have plans tonight.
You do have plans tonight?
Yeah.
Well, I just came all the way over here just to see you. So I don't think that's cool that you have plans.
Well, gosh, I'm sorry you feel that way. If I would have had a heads up, I could have maybe switched things up, but at this point, I'm committed.
Okay, well, what about after your friends? Like, I'll be around all night, so maybe like 11 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, that really doesn't work for me. Why don't you let me know next time you're in town, a little bit ahead of time.
Okay. All right, well, I guess I'll try to, but I'm just so busy with work,
Yeah, I get it. We're all busy. That's fine.
All right. That was great. How do you feel? Or I'll hang up.
That makes me feel good. Because I would enjoy seeing him and spending time with him, but then afterwards I feel bad. So
I like how you stuck up for yourself, but you weren't rude. And I also like how you told him what would work for you.
Right.
So he
I don't
has
want to be the rude calm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he knows that you're sticking up for yourself, and you know that, and you feel that inside, but you also gave him a chance to fix it,
Right.
which I'm sure makes you feel better.
Right. I think we have to, it's easier said than done, but I think it's important to teach people how you want to be treated.
Absolutely, I agree. So we're wrapping up for today. So we discussed 2 behavioral techniques, the body scan meditation and the role play. For your homework next week, I gave you the assignment to make the list of the healthy coping strategies so that it's easy for you to access and see and then not resort to the isolation as easily. So next week I'm going to ask how that went.
Okay.
Is there any feedback that you'd like to give me for our session today?
The meditation's great because it kind of helps ground me, and the reinforcement of it's okay to not see him is helpful too.
All right, well, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you.